Hey guys, how's it going? Now, I shared this story, my story, on my last Instagram, but now obviously I've got a new one, and I thought it was necessary to share it again. More on that men's health side. When I was younger, look, I started training at the age of 17, 16, whatever it was. After school, I got into personal training, so that was about 13 years ago. And, I started doing more, I was playing basketball at the time, and I was training in the gym. I was just following whatever routine that I was doing. Then I got, injured. I had 2 back operations. I injured my back really bad, so I had a discectomy twice. So I've got no more discs between L4 and 5. After that, I got more into bodybuilding. I started hanging around with older dudes, like around 32, 30, 31, 32. I started getting more into bodybuilding. And then from the age of 22 to about 24, I was hanging around with guys that were taking anabolics. At the time in Australia, anabolic steroids and testosterone were huge at the time. And there's a lot of it still around now. And I'd trained for about 5 years at that time. And I was hanging around with these people that were pretty big dudes, and I wanted to be as big as them. So I started taking testosterone and anabolics. Now, I was in a 9-year relationship at that time, when I started taking this stuff, it became very obsessive. So, girls that want to lose body fat, and they might be really lean, but it's not good enough. It's always you're just trying to get leaner and leaner and leaner. With guys that take steroids, testosterone, you're never big enough. So you're looking in the mirror, you might be massive. And I was 110, I think, at my max, and I'm like 89 now. And you're never big enough. Like, I would sacrifice, seeing my ex-girlfriend, I would sacrifice seeing friends just to go train, eat 6 meals a day, all that bullshit. It really messed up my mental health. I suppose people saw me as, I always used to train in the gym, I always used to be the bigger guy, I used to be the angry dude. And then I was like, I'm gonna take this stuff, this is who I am. Like, people see me as the bigger muscular dude out of all my friends, and so that's who I am now. So that's kind of what I told myself. So I did take this stuff. It really messed with my head, and if people have, if you know people that have taken this stuff, or people, or if you have taken this stuff and you've noticed, you have different thoughts. Obviously, your testosterone 3 times as much, so you're constantly horny all the time. But when you're, you're meant to cycle through all this stuff, and I didn't cycle because I got told by certain people not to cycle, just to stay on testosterone at that age, which is really stupid. You shouldn't be taking any of that stuff until like after 30, 40, 50. And I took it very young, so the body's still changing at that time. So so 22 to 24, I was taking it, and obviously I got big and whatever. I remember there was lots of ups and downs. I had a lot of, if I was angry, it would like just make it worse. And I was obsessed with bodybuilding, and I wasn't living my life. It's very unhealthy, guys. So the reason for this video is to help people, like guys or even girls that are taking it now. It's not worth it, guys. It actually ruins your body. Lucky I got into nutrition, I fixed my body, and it took ages. It took about 2 years. So I stopped about 24. I came out of a 9-year relationship at that time. When you come off of this stuff, guys, your natural production doesn't work anymore. So mine went to 5 or nearly 0. Depression kicked in. So when your testosterone as a male goes really low, your depression is really bad. I tried to commit suicide twice. I was in a really bad place. I wouldn't have shown it to my friends, but I was in a really shit place, especially after that breakup. And obviously at that time as well, when I was taking that stuff, I'll dip into other substances as well. There's a lot of books about when you're taking a certain substance, you're always gonna find other substances to take as well. And it becomes like a habit and really unhealthy. So one day when I was like 24 and I was, me and my ex had just broken up. I was like, what the fuck am I doing? I need to change all this. So I stopped everything. And once I stopped everything, my testosterone went, like I said, to 0. All that stuff happened. I was in a real shit place. And the only thing that fixed it was fixing my nutrition, changing my training. I was training 7 days a week. I was eating the stupid 6 meals a day. I was getting advice from the wrong people. But that was my choice. I'm not blaming anyone else. I still made that choice to do it, so it's no one else's fault. But this video, I suppose, is for guys, if you do need to talk to someone, or if you are planning to do this stuff, see a fucking professional. Go to a doctor, get them to look at your bloods all the time, and see what's going on, because man, you don't want to go through that. It's not worth it. And just it was for vanity, to look good, and that's what the majority of the bodybuilding industry is vanity. And it's not the health industry anymore, guys. You're not the body majority. You see these guys on Instagram that are really, really lean and look great, or like through comps and all that kind of stuff. I know some fantastic people that do, you know, they go regularly into comps, but they know what they're doing with their body. They've been in the industry for about 10 years, and they've been doing it straight for 10 years. But people that just randomly get into these bodybuilding competitions, and they get advised to take anabolic steroids, or because you get there quicker, and you should be at least training for at least 5-10 years before you touch this stuff. You shouldn't be taking this stuff until like after 30, 40, 50, and don't do it for vanity like I did. It's fucking stupid. You should be doing it for, if you're doing, you know, if you need it for certain sports, I get it, but it's really not worth it. After 50s and 60s, yeah, go if your testosterone drops, which it does naturally when you get older. Be under a doctor's supervision, guys, because if you don't, you're gonna mess up your whole body. You're gonna have it's not just your testosterone, your mind changes, the way you think changes. Relationships are terrible because you're not you. Until you take it, you don't understand what I'm actually saying. But what I'm trying to say in this video, guys, is there's a lot more to being minus 10%. And because Instagram now is there's just pictures of girls, really lean girls, and guys that are really lean, and majority of it's photoshopped. They're not actually that lean all year round. It's probably just for that one photo shoot, or for that one competition, for the one day. They're not lean all year round. That's the problem with the industry. They don't know how to do that. It's very simple, but it requires work and a bit of knowledge and being consistent. That's a different video. But what I'm trying to say here, guys, if you're a guy and you do, if you are thinking of doing it, look, you can even DM me and I can, you know, have a chat to you, or go see a doctor. But if you're doing it for vanity reasons, don't fucking do it. If you're doing it for a sport, you need it for a certain sport, and it's, even then, guys, like unless you're an athlete and it's legal to do it in that sport, do it. But if it's just for vanity, don't do it. It's not worth it. It ruins a lot of things in your life, and it did for me. And especially the suicide kind of stuff. A lot of guys don't really talk about that. You just see what you see in pictures and so forth. That's because I never really spoke about it at that time, and no one really knew. And it really did ruin my relationship in the past, so that was one of the reasons. So just putting this out there to just tell young men, don't be stupid. If you see a guy at the gym and he's like, yeah, take this and that, just fucking walk away. Try not to go onto so many bodybuilding gyms, because it's a lot of that in there, and they sell all that through the gyms. It's not healthy, and long term you're gonna have issues forever. Especially when your testosterone drops to 0. It's pretty embarrassing at the age of 24. So lucky I sorted mine out, and it took me a few years to fix it up with my own nutrition. Doctors were like, oh, I'll give you this and this and this, or we'll prescribe you testosterone for the rest of your life. I'm like, fuck that, I'm gonna learn nutrition. I fixed my own body with different kinds of training and nutrition, and then it slowly came back to normal, but it took 2 years. So guys, just letting you know, if you are thinking about going down that route and you want to talk to someone, you can send me a DM. I can help you out. Even with the program I'm going to be sending out, the course I'm making at the moment, it's about 60 to 90 videos. It's all about nutrition and fixing these things. And this isn't just for men, it's for women as well. So hormonal health I'll be talking about as well. But yeah, just want to jump on, tell my story, where I came from and so forth. But that's it for me, guys. I thought I'll throw this up there. You have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.